Okay everyone, welcome back to another video on Gran Turismo Sport, and we're back with a new week of daily racing on GT Sport. So we're going to start with daily race A. We're driving at Brands Hatch Indy and we are in the GR Yaris. So yes, this is going to be an interesting race, and get ready for some pretty low sportsmanship racing in this combination, because I think a lot of people have been watching yesterday's F1 and are trying to recreate it in daily race A. So we're going to start the race starting from last position, just to show you the chaos as you work your way through the grid. Don't normally set a lap time for race A because we just enter it for a bit of fun. So going from into turn one, we want to try and brake quite early for this corner to try and get a very good line into the apex like we've done there and get very good exit speed. We managed to take two positions straight away. Now we're going to brake just before the little overhead bridge there and down into second gear. As we come through here, we get a bit of a drift going through. Car on the outside, just, yeah, I don't know what was going on then, but he went wide, then just cut back on us, and then he just rams into us. Two more cars in the distance getting absolutely rammed off the track. Luckily, we managed to slow the car down. I just managed to get on the brakes enough to stop ourselves going onto the grass, so we hang on to P9 and we don't lose a massive amount of time, although we did lose maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds. And as we come through here, you can just see what's starting to kick off. People are barging, people are pushing people wide, and it's all getting a little bit messy. And this is going to be pretty much the way this race is going to run this week. I think with this car, you're going to see quite a lot of dirty driving, I believe. As we again finish lap 1, starting lap 2, and we're going to again go for that same line, go wide, brake early, cut back, get good exit speed. It will work for you in getting overtakes into turn 2. It really will help you out. So again, braking just before the bridge, and we brake a little bit too late there. And I felt I was going to hit him, so I decided to bail out of that and go to the left so I didn't hit the car in front, because I didn't want to ram into him and push him into all them cars in front of him. So we avoided that one. However, as we come through, we see all kinds of chaos again kicking off. People trying to take people out. And we benefit from that quite nicely. I actually gained quite a bit. I actually gained back past that driver that tried to take me out into turn 3 on the opening lap. So yeah, we're up into P5 now. Now we've got a driver in front of us. He picks up a penalty. And yeah, he was actually driving pretty fair, this guy in front of us. We had a nice little bit of racing with him, so it was nice to actually have some good clean racing in this combination, because it can happen. You just have to come across some people that are willing to race fair. So as we come into turn 2 again, we hold the inside line. Driver tries to go around the outside. It's very rarely going to work on that corner. However, he gives us a flash there. I don't really see I did anything wrong there. I think that was fair. We held the inside line. He tries to ram us again in the braking zone, and again possibly there. I'm not sure if he just ran wide there, but yeah. P4 takes that penalty. We're going to have the inside line through here, so we're going to have to try and be very cautious. Lift off the throttle, give him enough space on the exit, which we give him just about enough space. He then holds the inside line, and again, some good clean racing with this guy. It was quite nice. He enjoyed it at the end of the race as well. I think he was quite grateful for it, because this was probably the only clean bit of racing we had in this race with this guy. He raced very fair, and I enjoyed this little battle. Again, we get the slipstream trying to go up the inside here. He tries to go for that wide line. We're going to have to brake a little bit early, which we do. We managed to hold a nice tight apex, but now we're going to have to give him space on the left-hand side, which again we do. But we managed to now get ourselves into that position, and we've got the inside line. So nice clean racing, and up into P4 now. So we're going to skip a little bit further on as we managed to pull away a little bit from the driver behind, and now we're starting to catch up this other group. And as we come through turn 2 here, we just see absolute murder going on in front of us. Again, more dirty driving, more chaos, absolute, yeah, no sportsmanship existing in daily race A. And we see P3 there. As he's gone off track, he rejoins. We try to go around the outside now, and we give him space on the inside there, and he just completely drives into us there, trying to almost T-bone me, I believe, when we watch on the replay. I'm going to show you some of these instances. And again, on the exit here, he tries to push me off the track there, even though we actually gave him the space. So yeah, we didn't react to it. We just thought, you know what, let him carry on like that. I'll show you the replays of some of these instances at the end, and I'm pretty sure he tried to T-bone me there and spin my car. But yeah, as we come through here, P2 goes off the track there, and he loses a bit of time. But now, as you're coming through here, watch this. Tries to take him out. As he joins, I cannot believe we missed that. Just watch this in slow motion. We dabbed the brakes, and then just opposite way, and we somehow, I don't know how, but we avoided that crash. Let me know in the comment section what you think of some of these incidents, and how close was that, chat. I cannot believe how close that was. Insane racing to avoid that. I feel I was pretty happy with myself there. We skip a further on in the race there as nothing else happened. taking a P2, and luckily the drive behind us was also a clean drive, and he takes the final podium spot, which was nice to see. But look at all the red S's in this lobby. So I decided to have a little look at what happened. This was the Spanish driver that took us out, tried to take me out at the start, and then he gets a bit of karma after he tries to take another car out, ends up in the gravel, loses a lot of time, and yeah, that was how he lost the pace. Then we'll have a little look at this incident at the end with no, this wasn't at the end. This is how it all started, I believe. So JDEX blocks a little bit this driver in front of him. I don't know whether there was other stuff that went on before this, because I didn't watch the whole replay of everyone's perspective. I just basically went on the replay and saw some of the stuff that was going on. And as you can see, this race was chaotic. You're going to get a lot of this in Daily Race A, but the lack of sportsmanship in this race was pretty disgusting. I think it's time that PD make sure they've got a good penalty system working that's functional for GT7. Now, this is where I think he was trying to T-bone me there. And again, you can see here, as we come from the exit, again, tries to nudge us. And I think on the first part, he was definitely trying to T-bone me. And then on the second part, I think he was just trying to push me wide onto the gravel. But this was the incident at the end where we just managed to avoid that crash. And on the replay camera, it looked quite interesting. You see here, you can hear the tyres screeching. And somehow we avoided that. That was just crazy. You can see as he rejoins the track, he manages to avoid me just about, but I'm not sure if he was trying to get me or not. I really don't know, but absolute mayhem. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember to hit the thumbs up if you did enjoy that little race there and you enjoyed the little bit of chaos, and let me know in the comment section what you think about Daily Race A at Brands Hatch. We're now jumping on to Daily Race B at Monza in Group 4. I decided I'm not going to drive the OP Veyron. I'm driving the Ferrari. We've got Blue Racer in the McLaren. There's a bit of controversy in this race, but I don't feel there was need for a controversy really, because there was nothing that happened in my opinion. But yeah, we got a lot of Veyrons in this race. I set my lap time on the Veyron. I think we had 5 minutes before. I think we had 10 minutes before the race started. I jumped on, did 5 minutes in the Veyron, got 3 laps in or something like that, just on the 3 laps. I think we might have squeezed 3 laps in and managed to do a 54.8. So then we jumped into the Ferrari for the race and managed to get 1 practice lap in. So we weren't really up to speed in the Ferrari, but Monza, I like it. I know the track. It doesn't take me long to really work this one out. So we're going to fast forward lap 1. Not much going on here, but we're going to come into this moment here. Now, there was a bit of controversy for this moment that you're about to see, and I don't really feel like there was any controversy needed. I don't think Blue Racer was very happy with what happened here, but honestly, I just think this is both of us braking too late. You're going to see it. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I personally don't see anything wrong with what you're about to see. There's no contact, nothing at all, but he was obviously, maybe he thought there was some sort of contact, but there definitely wasn't. So as he comes down, he's got the slipstream, he goes to the left now. He doesn't go all the way over to the left-hand side. He leaves me quite tight to the apex. We both brake very late here. He obviously brakes a little bit later, and he's taking more speed into the corner, and we both miss the apex. We both miss the corner, both rejoin, and we both carry on. So let's have a little look at that and just see if was there any contact. As far as I can see, there was no contact at all. So again, let me know what you think. So we're coming down here. I'm squeezed a little bit. We give him plenty of space. He brakes a little bit too late also. He loses control. I lose control. We brake a little bit. If anything, we managed to brake a little bit better because we haven't got the slipstream to another car. He's got the slipstream where he's going even faster than us, and he's traveling a little bit more speed, but he brakes a fraction later than what I do. You can see there, we managed to get on the brakes a little bit early, and we get the rotation in, and we both just missed the corner. I personally don't see anything wrong with what happens there. I'm sure that he'll agree now. I'm pretty sure it was just after race, a little bit heated, and probably should have just waited for the replay. I've fell for that many a time, not looking at the replay before accusing people, so I totally understand that. But there was no incident there in my view, nothing to even worry about. But yeah, we move on, we carry on this race, trying to defend from the OP Veyron now. Can we manage to hold off this car in the Ferrari? This is going to be interesting. Can we do it? We're going to fast forward this section as again, every time we get to a straight, just look at the speed of that thing behind us. He gets very close there. He's not going to go for a move here because it doesn't really make sense to go for an overtake at this position of the track. So on the exit there, just trying to make sure we get a good exit speed here, because this is again another point where the Veyron can get past. However, again, he's a little bit too far back, but just watch the closing speed of that Veyron. This is the car. The Veyron is the car to use this week, but we're going to make this race a little bit more interesting, I think, for Daily Race B later on. We're going to do this race in anything other than the Veyron, so that should be quite fun and entertaining. As we come through the final corner, you see, we run a little bit wide then. We get dirty tyres, so we've got to try and clean these tyres up on the straight. So I thought, you know what, let's sacrifice the lead here because I need to clean them tyres up. I don't want to go off the track and lose like 2 or 3 positions. So we let him through. There's nothing I can do. No point even defending that. Tuck back into his slipstream. And again, we're going to have to brake early because I know that I've got slightly dirty tyres from running wide. So brake a little bit early. We're not going to try and overtake him back into turn 1. And now we've just got to try and stay with that Veyron and maybe go for a move on the next lap. So can we manage to stay close enough though to that Veyron, which is definitely faster car here, and try and go for a move somewhere. So we got the slipstream. That is going to help the Ferrari massively because the Ferrari does have 7 gears and does actually pick up quite good speed in with them 7 gears. You can see we're actually gaining a bit in the slipstream, and that shows you that this Ferrari is pretty competitive once you're in the slipstream, and this car can be used for this race. I thought we had a penalty there, but we got away with it. We took pretty much just about as much as you can take off that corner without getting a penalty. You do have to be a little bit cautious through there, but honestly, the only way you're going to get a penalty there is if you do a blatant cut, because as long as you keep within the white line to 2 tyres, you're not going to get a penalty. So just remember that 2 tyres within the white line, you're fine. So into the final corner now, we get a really nice run off this corner, and that we set that up to try and get a good run. He goes a little bit of understeer through there, and now we've got a nice bit of slipstream from that Veyron. Can we go for a move somewhere? We've got a nice run, and luckily we're not in a position where we need to defend from the McLaren behind us, so we're getting the slipstream down the straight. Can we go for a move? We're going to pick up as much of that slipstream as possible before pulling out of the slipstream and into the braking zone. Can we brake late in this Ferrari? The Ferrari very good on the brakes. We braked insanely late, down to first gear, managed to rotate the car into the apex and pull off quite a nice move there to take the position back for P1. So now we've got to try and defend against the Veyron on the final lap, because if he gets back past us now, there's pretty much nowhere I can overtake in the Ferrari. So again, on here, we're going to stay tight to the apex just to take the shortest line. However, as he's got the slipstream, we're going to go defensive into the next chicane. Can we hold off here? We're pretty much dead level in the braking zone, and I know that the Ferrari is going to be stronger at this point, so we should be able to take this corner, which we do. He backs out of that, tucks in behind us, and again, he's going to try and get that slipstream for the next opportunity, which will be before the Ascari chicane. So through the 2 Lesmos, Ferrari, again, pretty strong through there. Managed to hold the gap around 4 tenths, but again, he gains 3-4 tenths just on this straight alone. 3 tenths nearly there on that straight into the braking zone. We run a little bit wide here and get a little bit out of shape, and again, we're going to have to risk a penalty there. Luckily, we just about hit that apex without getting a penalty, and now we're going into the final braking zone. Will he be able to go for a move on the inside? I don't think so, because we're going to cover that line off. He's going to try and send that Veyron round the outside, which is what I want, because I know that the Ferrari is so much better in this corner than the Veyron. The Veyron will tend to understeer. So again, he tries to do a bit of a cutback line. We take a lot of speed through the corner in the Ferrari and carry that all the way to the finish line. Can we hold on to this? He's going to get the slipstream. He's going to go to the left-hand side, but he's just a little bit too far back. So another quite enjoyable race. I enjoyed that one. Let me know again in the comment section if you enjoyed that, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed some of that racing, and let me know what you think about the incident with Blue Racer. I personally don't think there was much to it. I really don't. I think we both made the mistake of braking too late, and yeah, I luckily just about managed to keep it kind of on the track into the corner. He lost a bit of control because he obviously had the slipstream with the overspeed of that, so it was a little bit harder for him to slow down. But now we're moving on to Daily Race C, and this is a surprise for me. I have to say, I've got no pace here. I'm not fast, but I'm really enjoying this track. I love the flow of this track in reverse. I don't know why I've never bothered to race this before. I think it was just the look of the track that put me off, but actually racing it here, as we managed to get a nice move on the FD1 in front of us to take ourselves back up to P9 there. We decided to start this race on the medium tyres because I set a lap time with mediums on just to try and start us around midfield. Luckily, we started dead in the middle in P10. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the flow of this track. And like I say, I've never really bothered to race it because of the look of it. Because it's not really a normal race track. It's a bit more like a road track. But I have to say, this is going to be a fun combination this week. I'm going to try my hardest to find some pace here because I really enjoy driving this, especially on the soft and medium tyres with the strategy involved with this race. Wide corners like this allow different lines. You see I take a bit of a different line through there to the drivers in front. And this is just going to lead to some very good races, I think, this week. We're going to have some great battles. I can't wait to stream this. So, yeah, again, let me know what you think about this combination. It was a combination that I would never really think of trying, but I'm so glad that I learnt this last night on stream, and now we're able to race this and we know what corners are coming up. We're still not there really in terms of speed. I really don't know how much speed I can take through some of these corners. I need to get more confident on the throttle. It's a bit like St. Croix. It's one of them tracks where you've got to really use the full width of the track and get on that throttle as early as possible to get the exit speed from corners. It's very similar in that kind of design because it's kind of a road track. But it's one of these tracks that I think is going to lead to some really fun racing great side-by-sides, and this race was really fun as well. I really enjoyed this battle we had here. Some really good clean racing, so stick to the end for this one because it's a good fun race. So into the final corner, we're going to have a look on P8 here. Can we go for a move here? We kind of do a fake there and cause him to break a little bit late, so he runs a little bit wide. We take that opportunity up the inside and pull a nice move up there into P8. So that's one more position. So from P10 to P8 on lap 1, obviously we're not going to be flying past people here because 1, we're on the medium tyres, and 2, I don't really know where I'm going. So into this corner, very tricky section. What I try and do here is try and keep the cars to the right to get good exit speed at this point because people are making mistakes there, and this is going to be a good opportunity to make some overtakes. You saw us do it on lap 1, and we managed to do it again to that Supra there. So we managed to go past him, but he's going to hold that line on the inside, and some great racing here. Side by side through there. He manages to give us space on the outside, and again into this braking zone we try and brake late. He's going to try and hold it around the outside, but he decides to back out of that, and we took up into P7. So another position gain. So we're going to skip a little bit further ahead until we catch up to P6. So fast forwarding the action here, and yeah, again just trying to keep it nice and smooth in the medium tyres. Now strategy wise, you can try and pit lap at the end of lap 3, but I don't recommend it. As we come through this right hand corner though, we're going to see a car into the barriers. He's off. That's another car out of this race, so we're up into P6 now. And like I say, yeah, strategy wise, I think lap 4. We're on lap 4 now. We started to catch up to P5. Seem to be struggling on the tyres a little bit, or having some issues up ahead. So we started to catch him up. And yeah, lap 4 for me feels optimal. But if you want that undercut, it can be quite a big undercut here because it's a long lap. It's nearly a 2-minute lap, and it's a lot of fast corners. So them soft tyres will gain you quite a big chunk of time over warm medium. So if you do go in early, you've got the chance of gaining like 3 seconds and getting a really nice big undercut to get you away from traffic. So might try that out later. We will see. I'm looking forward to racing this combination, I have to say. I know I'm going to be terrible for pace, but who cares when you're having this much fun on a race like this. Really enjoyable stuff. So we're managing to catch up to P5. We're in the slipstream, and we're not really going to be in a position to go for a move here, so it's all about just getting in the pits. Will he pit here? I was pretty sure that he was on mediums as well because his pace was dropping off as well, and we weren't gaining massive amounts on him. So if it was soft tyres and he was just dropping off pace, I'd expect him to be struggling a little bit more. So into the pits, and yeah, on lap 4, we're going to both put the soft tyres on. You can see that we're all on the medium tyres. And out the pit lane, the Beetle goes round us there, manages to get ahead there. I'm not sure if he pitted really early, that Beetle, or what strategies were going on in this race, because there's different ways to approach this race. So into this corner again, both cars get a little bit out of shape there. We're going to go for a move in between both of them and managing to take 2 positions there in 1 overtake. So that's a nice little move there, and up into P9. So technically we're not in P9 because other cars have not yet pitted in this race. And now we just basically have to just try and stay ahead of the other car that pitted the same lap as us. So we skip a little bit further. We managed to get a bit of a gap between us and the car behind. And we're coming to 2 other cars that are really battling. Now one of these cars has not pitted yet, and 1 already has pitted. So this is a little bit of battling. It's helping us out in terms of gaining on them. However, will they battle into this final corner? So again, we're going to have a little look there, but we're too far back to really go for a move. So we're just going to take the normal line, brake as late as we can, and try and get a good strong exit. So we can see that this car in front is a little bit slow through there. So he's obviously going to be a little bit more difficult to go for a move here. We've got a car on our left there that's, I'm not sure what's happened there, but he's lifted and maybe spun on that final corner. So that's another free position up into P7. And yeah, these 2 cars in front of us, we need to try and find a way past. The unfortunate thing with this is we're obviously on our fresh soft tyres, and we're not able to use the pace that's in these tyres, so we're not able to really put any really good lap times in. But it doesn't matter. The enjoyment of this combination, it really doesn't matter to me about lap time. As we go for a move on the inside, can we go for one there? No, the Beetle holds it around the outside. However, we're going to get a good exit from this corner, much closer to the rear of that Beetle now, and see if we can go for a move on this really fast left-hand corner, because there is opportunities on this corner. If you're close enough, you'll see he's so wide. He goes wide. I take a tight line on the inside. We're going both side by side through it. Absolutely brilliant stuff here. This is what I want to see on GT Sport. More of this side by side. Again, into this corner. He gives us space. We give him space. We're going to give him space on the apex. We run to the outside. A little bit of contact, but that is all fine. He gives us enough space on the exit, and absolute brilliant racing there. That is the type of stuff that we want to see on GT Sport more and more, because that was brilliant. And this is why I can't wait for more and more of these races this week, because I think we're going to get some incredible racing and a lot of fun, I think. So we're up to P6, not bad. We started P10 and we got 2 cars in front fighting. Now the car that hasn't pitted yet, I think, is going to go in the pits there. He's off into the pits, and now we're up into P5. So not too bad at all. We're into the top 5. Can we manage to try and get a podium from this race? I'm not sure. I think there is a couple of other cars that possibly might need to pit, at least one more car that needs to pit in front of us. Now it's a case of, can we manage to overtake this Beetle, who does look like he's struggling a little bit there. We're going to try and get into the slipstream. We make a little bit of a mistake there also, giving the FT1 behind me the opportunity to get very close. So we're going to give him space on the outside, just try and take a nice tight line through here. As long as you keep a reasonable line through it, it's very hard for someone to go up around the outside. It's a difficult corner because of the off-camber nature of that corner. So yeah, just keep it in the apex and you should be okay if you're defending. So now we're going to push on and see if we can get ourselves up into P4. So try and see if we can find some pace on this track. Like I say, my pace is not very good here, but I'm pretty sure with practice and doing some time trialing, which I haven't done yet, we will be able to find some okay pace and have some competitive races and try and get ourselves into some top 5 finishes later on today. So into this corner, again, we're into that slipstream now. So now we need to try and see if we can find a way past. So we've got a nice bit of slipstream to help us out on the straights. But again, you can see that his car is looking a little bit sketchy. So I'm not sure if he pitted really early here, maybe lap 2 or something. And he's really started lap 3, possibly lap 3, because it's looking like his tyres have still got grip, but just not a massive amount of grip as we come through here. Takes a bit of a weird line through there. That gives us good exit. We decide to go down the left-hand side, and we're going to be able to outbrake him down to second gear to try and rotate the car, and we move ourselves up into P4 in this race. So nice little move there and some good little racing as we fast forward the action into the final corner. You can see managing to hold that defensive line, and then as we come through here, we have another driver that hasn't pitted yet, so he went for the 7 laps on the soft tyre, and that's going to jump us up into P3. So final podium position. And from this position here, we were able to build up a little bit of a gap and push on for a couple of laps without anyone behind us. So it was all pretty simple at this stage, but really fun combo. I really recommend you give this race a go. I can't stress it enough. It's really good fun. So we're going to finish this lap, and we're in P3, and that is going to finish off this week's daily races. I hope you enjoyed these races. It's a bit of a mixture, and I'm actually looking forward to doing quite a bit of daily racing this week. I think it's going to be a fun one. So yeah, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscription button, hit the notification button so you don't miss any future videos, and give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also let me know in the comment section what you thought about the racing, a couple of the incidents, daily race A and the chaos. Let me know all that in the comment section. See you all soon, everyone.